Hello friends, welcome. I'm Robin with Zimmy Simple Designs. If you see the red live light, you have caught me live. If not, you're watching the replay. Please type in hashtag replay. Say hello. Let me know if you're new to me so I can welcome you to my page. And I'm praying that I don't get kicked out like I did the other day. Let me get myself shared out. When you come in, say hello. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I have been in and out watching the event. Hi Tracy, hi Mary. This is my segment in Craft Around the Clock, and this is our benefit event for our sweet friend Esmeralda over at Lovett's Garden. Hi Griselda. So we're all coming together to help her out, her and her children. I'm glad you're all here. The event runs till Friday. Hi Susan, Sue, how are you? And then on Saturday there will be a silent auction. Some of the creators are donating not only the project they're making in the event, but they are, or they couldn't be in the event, so they're donating an item to silent auction. So, and on Saturday, you can go over to Craft Around the Clock and see those items. They will be listed, and just whichever item you're interested in, go into the comments and place your bid. It will go till 9 p.m. Central Time Sunday, so you'll have plenty of time to go in and bid. So, so a lot going on, but thank you all for being here. Hi Diane. So I'm going to be making an angel today. Hi Shannon. Anyway, so I just have some fabrics here, different ones. She's going to be very neutral, as you can see. I'm using, and I'm not sure about the creepy cloth. I have it cut, but, and I think I want to put it on there to add some texture, but I'm not positive I'm going to add it. But I just have a candlestick. Hi Dorothy, thank you. This one, I guess I should take the sticker off. This one happens to come from Hobby Lobby, but I know you can get them at Dollar Tree, but you could probably use anything, any kind of a container, empty container. In fact, I almost used a, hi Lori, hi Dina, an empty, those fabric beads, I don't know what they call them. Anyway, I had one of those containers. I almost used it, but I changed my mind, and then we're going to go with this one. Hi Ruth. We're going to go with the candlestick. But I mean, I guess, hi Tabitha, a jar would work. Anything, you know, to get some. Hi Brenda. Hi Tracy. Anyway, so any item. I would recommend though, if you are going to use like an empty plastic container like that, that you weigh it down with either some rocks or some beans or something, so it's not too. Hi Elizabeth, hi Anita, hi Lori, hi Jessica. So I'm using, I thought I had a styrofoam ball, but I didn't. So I'm using one of the paper mache balls from Hobby Lobby, and we're gonna glue this down. Now I did, hi Diane, oh, about a year ago, I guess. I did this and I made a ghost. And so I'm kind of doing the same thing, only we're gonna add wings and make it a angel. So I'm hoping this works. Hi Kefany, hi Colleen, hi Sharon, hi Kim. So I'm gonna add a little bit of the B7000. This was originally gold. I did paint it sheepskin. You wouldn't really have to. I kind of did just so it kind of blended more with the fabric. So I think I'm going to add some of this on here in a couple of spots. I don't, by the time I get this fastened down, I think we'll be okay. That if it comes unglued, it'll be fine, because by the time I put the fabric on it and tie the jute around here, that's going to hold the ball on there. But until then, I gotta kind of attach this so that I can get this together. So I've kind of added both hot glue and that B6000, and we're going to get this down. And this is like, yeah, they are. But I don't like the great big ones because I don't use that much of this glue, and it goes bad before I can use it all. So I tend to stick with the smaller ones. Hi Brenda, hi Molly. All right, so let's put this away. Maybe. Well, that's not going to work. I thought I could get it on there without my glasses, but yeah, not going to happen. Okay. So we'll put that away. So we've got that down so far. So, like I said, I have a couple different fabrics here. I have, this is actually one of my old bed sheets. That's where I got this fabric from, is from one of my old bed sheets that I no longer use. And I coffee grunched it and put it in the oven. And you're not going to see it, but I went ahead and did it. Hopefully we're going to see it. And I've got 2 pieces of this. And we're going to start with this as our base. And I'm just going to kind of find the center and get this on here. And I may have to do some trimming, but we're going to get it on here for now. I just kind of cut a piece. I kind of laid it up on here, and I don't know what size this is, nothing. I'm kind of winging it. All right, so I really want some fullness, and I didn't like, and now I'm debating. I may, and I'm going to be pulling this down really tight around this ball for the face. We're going to pull it down. I'm just going to kind of, the best I can, smooth this out. I thought I would use both of these pieces, but because I really kind of want it real full. But let's see how that looks. And I really want it long. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use this. So then I got this other one, and they aren't cut the same shape. So let's see. that makes any sense. So we're gonna add this one, and this should be a little longer on the sides where it's short, but maybe not. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of turn this and drape it, maybe. Let me see. Y'all. Okay, there we go. That's what I want right there. All right. Now I'm gonna pull this, oops, that, like that. Hello, Craftin' at the Barn Star. And I want that on that side so it's longer. All right, there we go. So like I said, I'm gonna pull this down for her face. I don't know, I'm hoping this turns out, guys. I really am. The ghost turned out really cute. So let's pull it down tight. And I know it's kind of wrinkled, but that'll be okay. Kind of smooth it out. I'm gonna try and get at least one side fairly smooth for her face. I'm just kind of adjusting and pulling. Guys, thank you for being here and supporting Miss Esmeralda. If you would like to make a donation, you can't place a bid on an item, the link is in the description. Hi, Becky. Hi, Kim. And whoever wins this item, you will use that same link to pay, and then you will send me a screenshot that you've paid it. And if I don't have your address, you'll have to private message me your address so I can ship it to you. I will be paying for the shipping. All right, so I am going to tie this on here. I'll probably tie this a couple times, so I'm just using a piece of jute. And I'm gonna try to get it up here a little higher and pull that. And then pull, and then tie that in a knot. Hopefully will come on. Hi, Tamara. Hi, Joanne. Hi, Christy. Okay, so that's my top or my bottom layer. This is going to be kind of like her slip, I guess you could say. And like I said, I will be trimming this up. So then I have some cheesecloth that I've coffee grunged to give it kind of a sheer flowy look. And I'm kind of working with what I had left. So I've got a couple of thinner pieces, and I know these aren't going to come down all the way, but let's get this kind of even. And I did coffee grunge this, and I just need it to pull down. And we're gonna go this way with this one. And then that'll go down over that. Now, my next stop, so this will kind of be, so I may have to, I've got, like I said, I've got another piece, but let's see how I can get this to kind of work here and kind of piece it and make it work. And it may not. Like that. Yeah, so like I said, I've got another piece of it. So I think what I'm gonna do, and it's about the same size as the two I put on. So let's trim this or cut this. And I'm gonna, because I want you to see the sheep, but not really. So let's see. Like I said, I'm just kind of piecing this together. Let me pull this down a little further. All right, like that. And it's all going to be kind of layers and flowy. I hope it's going to look good. I may not even need this. So I'll ask you guys. So then, like I said, I've got the creepy cloth. Hi, Zena. And this one I did not coffee grunge because I wanted to have kind of a variation in color. But what do you guys think? Do you guys like it with the angel like this? Or do you think I should add this other layer? And I've got two pieces of this because it wasn't quite big enough either. Or do you think it makes it look too ghost-like? Because I want it to, like I said, I want it to be an angel, not a ghost. And I can pull this down because this is creepy cloth. What do you guys think? Yes, I am. Yes. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Yes or no on the creepy cloth? Or just leave the sheer and then add my wings? I just wanted to bring in some texture. I do kind of like it, but I may not add that other piece. No creepy cloth without, okay. Ditch it, okay, okay. Okay. All right, sounds good to me. So we'll set that aside and we will fold this, pull this down, and I'm gonna grab another piece of this jute and I'm gonna tie this down. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I cut it, but I wasn't sure after I did it. So thanks, guys. So let's tie this up real snug around here. And put another knot in there. Thanks, Dina. Thanks, Glenda. Thanks, guys. Hey, Miss Esmeralda. Hugs to you, sweet friend. I just wish I could reach out and give you a big old hug. One night after I got done watching Esmeralda, actually it was like the next day, and of course you guys know Chad would help her, and they were good about joking and kidding each other and all of those things. And some of the things he would come back with and say, I told my husband, I said, you two would get along. Chad and my husband had the same sense of humor. They would have been made good friends. All right, so I've got that. And I kind of like how it's kind of flowy, and you're welcome, Linda. I wouldn't have missed this for the world. Not one bit. Okay, so where do I want to trim? Because I need to trim off some of this. It's kind of long. But then again, I kind of like it because it's an angel. Where's my scissors? But some of this is a little too much. So let's kind of trim. Right in here. Just because I don't need all of that. I don't think I need all of that fabric. So here's another way you can use up your old bed sheets, right? All right, let me see what I've got here, because I may have just. All right, let's trim. Some of this over here. And I may just trim the, hi Denise. There we go. I want to get it kind of I like that it's kind of layered and flowy here. I maybe should have added that other piece, but I think we're going to be okay. But I'm just trimming up some of this under. Yep, I'm making an angel. And I'm not being too picky about making sure this is straight, because I don't think I am going to touch the length of the cheesecloth. Well, I might in some places, we'll see. But I just kind of want to trim all of this here so she stands a little better. All right. I have one more place here. I think I'm going to kind of trim down. I'm kind of pulling this around. Let's see. I'm trying to somewhat get it even around here. And I may do that with the, I see there's one kind of spot that this is, the cheesecloth is really long, and so I may trim that up. So it kind of, it's all kind of the same length here. So right here, I think I'm gonna kind of trim this up. All right. I think I'm liking that so far. So she's just kind of flowy, and I like that. I'm gonna trim this just a little bit. Okay. So I'm gonna trim this piece of jute right here. And then I've already got her wings made. And I made those out of rusty wire because I wasn't sure how long that was gonna take. So there's her wings. So how I'm gonna attach them is I'm gonna take the same piece of jute and I am going to, let's see, how do I want to do that? Let's maybe about right there. I hope I've got it long enough. And I'm gonna hot glue this. Oops. Wrap it. And this will also tighten this up, these wings a little more. Oh shoot, come on. Boy, the smoke here has been horrible today. My sinuses have been horrible. So I'm just kind of wrapping it around this center. Get that off of there. And then I'm gonna decide where I want my front is. Let's see. I think I like that because the face it's smooth right there. And then I'm going to add this. And I'm just going to tie them on. Around her neck. Really tight. And I'm going to make sure I've got them even. And we'll trim that off. And then I'm gonna take a little piece of, I think I've got a piece of fabric because we're gonna make a bow. So, and that's what she's looking like so far. I don't know if you can see those. And there's her face. All right. some stuff out of the way. Let's set her down. All right, so I've got this same fabric, the sheet, and I think I'm going to take a piece and cover all of that, just, you know, to make it look a little nicer in the back, and glue that down. And then I'm going to be adding a bow to the front, so and that'll kind of help cover all of that up, so it doesn't look quite so bad. And let's move that up. Let me glue that a little better. Thank you. I've been wanting to do this a long time, but the wings were holding me up. I could not figure out how I was going to attach wings, and it finally came to me how to do it, and so that's what we got now. All right. So there she is so far. So I'm gonna move her to the side. I'm gonna grab my bodega, and we're gonna make a bow. And I did grab some colored ribbon to add to her. What's underneath? It's a bed sheet is what I used for underneath. This is a bed sheet that I coffee grunged, and then I got cheesecloth on top. Sorry guys, I'm trying to hurry and get it done. And I don't have somebody to do my start and stop. And I just have that same cheesecloth, a piece of that, piece of lace, and a piece of the bed sheet. But then I've got this pink, and I thought I might add that in there just for a little pop of color. Now let's get started. Yes, she will have a halo. She will have a halo. I'm gonna hurry here and get a bow made. Oh man. And it'll probably be made out of that same rusty wire. The bow will be. I think we're going to end there, and then I'll trim that. And then I'm going to add this one. Go down a little longer. If okay, I've got about 5 minutes before the auction starts. And then I'm gonna tuck this in there. Hi, Debbie. Oh, shoot. I just tied a knot in my, and this is seam binding I'm using. And we're gonna real quick put that in there. And I'm not gonna put a whole lot in there. I just thought it would, just a little bit. For a little bit of color. Oh, I also want to let you guys know that starting tomorrow, I will be having a silent auction on my page, and part of the proceeds for that will be, I will be donating to Chad and Esmeralda. So I hope you guys will go check it out. And it'll start tomorrow and it'll end on Saturday. So hopefully it won't interfere with Tracy's. Yeah, so do I, Joanne. All right, 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'm bad about saying I'm going to make a small bow and it winds up being a big bow. Bad about that. And this is just a piece of lace. How many do I have? 2. Okay, we'll go one more, and that'll be it for the lace. Cut that. Oh, thank you, Becca. All right. Let's see, pull that down. I like to pull the tails down before I tighten it. And that way they stay down for me. And tighten that up. Trim that off. And I will kind of fluff it out and add it to the front here. Okay. We're doing okay. 3 minutes, right? And that's gonna go right here. Thank you, Tiffany. Yeah, the last 5 minutes. I got 3 minutes. Yeah, okay. And I'm gonna leave, I think, the length on some of these. I'll trim that one up, but I kind of like that it's gonna be long. So, there she is with her bow. And I'm going to, I've done some little eyes. Oops. So I'm gonna add those. And like I said, I'm gonna do, I usually do a tag, but let's make a quick, oh, thank you, halo. And because this is in styrofoam, unfortunately, I can't poke the halo down into the styrofoam ball, so I'll have to glue it to her head. So I'm gonna cut a piece of this. And we'll set that aside. Oh. I just picked those eyes up and threw them in the trash. There they are. Oh, I got lucky. That was silly. Okay, can someone be my, thank you guys. Thank you. So I'm making the halo, and I just kind of figure out how big I want it with my rusty wire and kind of do my best to make a circle, you know, make it round. And I just kind of weave it in my long piece and kind of weave it in and out like this. And kind of get it hi Vicki, thank you. To kind of make it look a little thicker. Thank you. And then that will go on her head. That's the bad part about that rusty wire. It gets all over you. Oops. And I will attach that. But then I have a tag. Hi, Casey. So can someone be my start and stop? We'll go ahead and start. So the bidding has started. Thank you, Brenda. And I appreciate it, Brenda, very much for you doing that. And there's whatever you guys want to start with for starting bid. Yep, auction time. So, but I'm going to add a tag. And wherever you guys want to start. Okay, Griselda looks like our high bid of 50. Megan is at 55. Claudia is at 60. And I just stamped the word Grace. Stephanie with Honey and Bear Creates just bid 60. There's somebody else at 60. So Claudia already has that. So we'll have to go higher than 60. Yeah, we got a tie for 60. Well, everybody's bidding 60. So Claudia still has it at 60. So my brush here. But I will add her eyes and all of that. On her and get the, and I'm just waxing my tag, and then I'll add that. So we got 2 minutes left. And the high bid is still at 60. Nope, Brenda just came in at 75. Oops. So looks like Brenda's got the high bid now. One more minute. And stick around, guys. Make sure you stay in the group. And like I said, the link, Esmeralda's PayPal link is in the description. It goes directly to them. I do not see the money. It goes right to the family, and you'll screenshot that you paid and then private message me your address. Oops. Oop. So I'm attaching my tag. Hi, Rose. All right, looks like Brenda. I don't know. I see that we're at 3 o'clock, so there's the stop. So Brenda Ferreira, I know I probably butchered that. You are the winner of the Angel. I will finish her, and like I said, just send me, private message me a screenshot of your payment and your address. And guys, make sure you stay in the group and see what the next presenter does, and for the next 2 more days, and help our sweet friend Esmeralda out and her children. And you guys, thank you so much for being here and loving up on her during this difficult time. And I just feel so honored to be a part of it. Thanks, guys. You have a wonderful, blessed rest of your day. Bye.